everybody, welcome to the garden stage for a very special pitch event coming up right now. You'll need headphones for this event, so if you just go to the booth behind you, you can find some, pop them on now so you can hear what's happening. My name is Emily Johnston. I'm really excited to be here with you today, and we've been hearing amazing solutions from all different industries over the last couple of days. But what we're going to do now for this session is actually hear from the people who have been feeding us throughout the conference. So you may have been to the Earth Village and seen some of the food trucks out there. Well, those people are also amazing social entrepreneurs, and they will be sharing about their businesses with us today. And with me together as well, I also have our wonderful jury sitting at the front who will ask some questions later in the Q&A. So I want to invite you guys to introduce yourself. Who are you and what are you excited about for this pitch session?
Thank you. Farhad Atai, I work for the Singa Incubator Program, where we support projects either founded by newcomers or projects linked with migration. And yeah, excited to see all the food projects as we also have at our incubator a lot of food projects.
Thank you. Great to have you.
Hi everyone, my name is Cedric Meston. I'm a co-founder of Happivore with Guillaume, and we produce plant-based food that is good for health, that is tasty, and that is distributed everywhere in France in retail and restaurants.
Fantastic.
Hi everyone, so I'm Guillaume Dubois, co-founder also of Happivore. And so if you want to give a try, like we are just over there, or we have a food truck outside where you can eat the plant-based meat.
Thank you, and we've already heard our first pitch for today, and I'm just being silly. But we're going to hear now from some wonderful food trucks who are out in the Earth Village. And the first one up is going to be Empotés, who create a zero-waste food tech and catering. So please give them a massive round of applause.
Thank you. I'm going to speak about food delivering and about waste. With Paul, my friend, we figured that there is a huge problem in the delivering of meals. There is a lot of waste. It's in fact the most important source of waste in the food activity. Paul is doing some pastry in Mandat Oriental, was doing pastry in Mandat Oriental, and he say, Pierre, we have to do something. We have to reinvent the meals for the company. Why? Because the company there is a market. There is a huge market today. 20,000 of meeting meals. We say meeting meals to say plateau repas. There is no real English word. It's the meals you take when you are in meeting. You are in formation. You have to eat very good in a very reduced time. So there was an issue, and there is today an issue of the waste. Okay. So we created Les Empotés. Les Empotés, what is it? It's a company which deliver food and meals for company. We are zero waste. We are part of the circular economy. We deliver the company for the lunch. They eat, and after the lunch we go back to pick up all the dishes, all the pots, to reuse it, to wash it and reuse it. We deliver food in pots. That explains our name, Les Empotés. And our second value is we wrote good food, good mood. It's quite funny, but it's because we think food is it's part of us, and we have to be good and sympathetic. We are very nice when we deliver. It's part of the service. And to to hand. Our cooking is very innovative. Our chef Eloise was formed by Paul Bocuse, and so very good food, very good mood, and zero waste. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. And it's only 3 minutes to pitch. As you can see, there's not a lot of time, but we will have time for Q&A at the end with our jury here at the front, so we will have a chance to hear a bit more from all of our solutions. Of course, you can also taste their products later as well. But next up, for our next 3-minute pitch, we're going to hear from Les Marmites Volantes. And those guys are into friendliness, taste, and commitments in restaurants, at school, or at work. Please give it up.
So hi everybody. I'm Ariane, and I'm going to present you this spot, also called the Marmite. This spot is my way of changing the world. In this spot, there is my business school degree. There is as well the couple of years I spent living in squats or illegal occupancy in buildings in Paris. There is also some inspiring key encounters with chefs. I worked with Michelin star chef when I worked on Place de la Madeleine, and I also had experiences in non-profit organization in restaurant in Marseille, where we used to gather vegetables in the field in the morning, cook them in the afternoon, and serve them in the evening in a restaurant, so from farm to table. For as far as I remember from my childhood, I was in a family where we had lots of discussion about the world around us, about dreaming of another world, more ethic, more empathic, and more fair. And I decided to move forward from imagine another world to make another world. 10 years ago, I created Les Marmites Volantes with 3 associates, Lelio, Madalena, and Bertrand. And we create this company. We have restaurants based in Paris, open from Monday to Friday at lunch. We also have a delivery services. We deliver these spots with forks and plates, real forks, real knives, real plates. We deliver it by bike, so all the colleagues are enjoying the food. And then we go back and we get back all the dishes, we wash them and we reuse it. So I can tell you that this is today exactly the birthday of this spot, 10 years birthday. And we also do that at schools. We have a kitchen laboratory in the north of France, of Paris, and we cook every day more than 1,000 of meals, deliver in schools in Paris and in the suburbs. We deliver by bikes. All the delivery boys and girls who work for us are under contract with the company, of course. The company sits on 4 pillars. So sustainable sourcing, soft mobility, reusable content, and commitment and social commitment. So the final word I want to share with you today is to change the world. You don't need to be an Extinction Rebellion activist. You just have to order this marmite. So I count on you. In the next weeks, order some marmites for your next lunch meeting, please. Thank you.
Much and happy birthdays. Okay, next up, we are going to hear from Le Recho, which stands for shelter, warmth, and optimism. Let's bring some optimism, bring some warmth. They can bring the shelter part.
Hello everybody, I'm Vanessa Krisev, the founder of Le Recho and a professional cook, chef. In 2016, I've been transformed by an encounter with a doctor and an engineer in the street. They were refugees, they were begging for food, they were hosted in a shelter, but the shelter served pork soup for dinner, so they were hungry, they couldn't eat anything, they were Muslim. And I was very shocked. It made me question the meaning of unconditional hospitality, of the process of welcome, and of the meanings that embodied my profession. What does that mean today, cook for another people? So I founded the charity called Le Recho. Gathered around the same table, refugees and local people means hosts and invited guests get the opportunity to connect. Le Recho rolls out culinary action to break prejudices, to de-dramatize the encounter wherever the question of hospitality arises. Our motto is let's cook together to restore the world. So this was in a camp refugees. I forgot about the pictures, but in 2019 we reached a new milestone by opening an additional social business called La Table du Recho, our first professional integration restaurant in the heart of the 16 districts in a shelter in Paris. On top of that, we started offering a catering service to expand our social impact and develop further. As of today, 11 refugees have been trained since the opening of the restaurant. 50,000 covers have been cooked, shared, and served. More than 8,000 euros have been donated by our customers to feed meals for people living in difficult life situations. Our vision at the food and beverage industry is very committed to social impact. For the Recho, this positive lever definitely implies a necessary engagement for an ecological and social transition. We engaged in an activist cuisine to feed humanity and restore the world. You're eating 3 times a day. It means you are voting more than 1,000 times per year, every year of your life. You have the choice to vote for another system, another relationship to nature and to human beings. It's an activist choice. Today, our ambition is to extend our table every week. We are offered to join exciting projects. We are currently raising funds, and we have secured 250,000. By the end of 2023, we plan to open 3 new places in Paris. And we need help to have more impact. Your commitment can make a huge difference for people. But I'm not selling you any amazing toys produced by this capitalist world. It's not food, it's not only food, it's respect, and actually it's common sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We have a couple more solutions that we want to hear from. If you're just joining us, we're hearing from the wonderful food givers of this event, who you can find in the Earth Village with their food trucks. And next up, we're going to hear from Social Bar, Come as Strangers, Leave as Friends. Big warm welcome, please.
So, a few years ago, 2 friends were drinking at a bar, and they would notice that no one would come alone in the bar. The 2 friends wanted a place where people could actually come alone and discover strangers. So they decided to create their own bar, and the Social Bar was born. Nowadays, there are 5 of them, but they are not just bars. They are laboratories where we invent animations to ease link creations. For example, you can ask a stranger to stick you the sticker in your bag with information that you will be asked before you enter in the bar. Or you can also ask him to roll a dice for you, which would determine the price of your drink. We are a solidarity and social enterprise. 15% of our benefits goes to associations, which are decided by the community of co-patrons, who are investors with benefits. We also invented a job because the concept worked so well. Here are a conviviality agent or a friendliness agent. What do? They make connections easier between people who want to meet people. You can go to the bar and just have a drink, but you can also meet people. They are kind of experts of links creations. We trained them. We invented the first friendliness school in the world. And for our few years of existence, which is about 5 or 6 years, people would be quite amazed by what we are doing in 2 hour bars. But they would complain about that they couldn't find the vibe, the atmosphere back into their enterprises. So we decided to create an offer for enterprises. So we are doing events, we are doing corporate parties with team buildings or icebreakers like Codec Quiz or the Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship tournament if you were here yesterday night. And we adapt until the enterprises get what they wanted to get, for their employees to rediscover each other or to meet each other. To finish this presentation, we think that friendliness is the link to well living together in our life or in our enterprises. So if you want any help, you can just give us a call, or to make Paris the friendliest city in the world before 2024, please leave out this place with a smile. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take it with you. All right, we're going to hear from one more. We'll have one more pitch, and then we'll have some Q&A with our jury so we can hear a bit more about each of the businesses that we've just heard from. But last up, we've got Refugee Food, and they are supporting refugees' professional integration through cooking. Please make them welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Valentine from Refugee Food. Did you know that when you're granted a refugee status, you have a residence permit, if you're lucky, a place to live, but you're very unlikely to choose what you're going to do next to make a living. Today, refugees in France start with part-time jobs, unqualified, badly paid, when they have a job, because 40% of them are unemployed. They actually struggle to make a living when what they should have most of all is a stable situation, since they fled war and persecution. This is precisely what we're trying to do at Refugee Food NGO. We try to ensure people have the means to build a decent future where they are. We have 3 objectives. We're trying to change the way people look at refugees, also facilitate professional integration, and promote eating well and enhance various culinary heritages that refugees do bring with them. We have 6 activities for that, but I'd like to focus on our professional training programs. We we offer professional training programs that are 6 months long, that have a combination of French lessons, of technical learning, and collective workshops. And they all prepare for one diploma, which is a kitchen assistant, commis de cuisine. And for that, people also have social support for healthcare, for housing, for their administrative procedures, and of course for seeking a qualified job after the training. And see, that's very important. And why did we choose cooking? We chose cooking because it's universal, because many refugees actually think of cooking as a way to start with a job, maybe a career, because of the job shortages that you all know of, 300,000 in France today. And also because it's possible to climb up the ladder in a way that not so many other sectors can offer. Here at Refugee Food, we have dozens of examples of people who started from scratch, men and women, refugees, and actually are successful chefs today. What do we need? We need committed businesses to recruit refugee interns and cooks, but we also need money to fund these programs, these training programs, and scale up. Today, we have trained about 280 beneficiaries, at least, by the end of year 2022. And we know it works. 75% of these people have already found a sustainable job in cooking. And what we want is to expand to new cities like Lyon and Marseille, where a lot of refugees are, and also a lot of opportunities in the restaurants. And we need your help for that. Because remember, refugees may have lost almost everything when they left their homes, but they can show an extraordinary ability to adapt and resilience. And it's our responsibility to give them the skills and opportunities to build their own future with ambition and dignity. Thank you.
Thank you, Refugee Food. All right, guys. We're going to have time for Q&A with the audience now, so please, huge applause for these amazing entrepreneurs and change makers. I don't know about you guys, I'll probably be having 5 lunches today because I'm so inspired by all their stories. We've got 10 minutes for Q&A. We'd love to have some questions for each of them, so we'll keep it as brief as possible and you can chat to them later, of course. I'll jump aside. I'll ask you guys to come a little bit closer so we can get you all on camera. Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. All right. Do we have a microphone for the... Perfect. For the jury. Take it away.
Okay. Question for the social bar. So your presentation was fun and awesome, and like the concept is interesting. But like, how can we help? Like, how can people help you to grow?
So we are actually doing a fundraising, trying to reach about 500,000. And on the presentation, I forgot one of the slides, but I was supposed to make a little joke about my personal bank account and that I would accept Lydia's and credit card and cash, obviously. But we are doing a fundraising to develop our school and to be able to travel around the entire territory and to also develop our bars. Because we have another joke, we are trying to get 25 bars before 2025. But this is not just a dream, we are trying to realize it as well. So if you want to support us, there is the directress of the social bar just behind in the audience, so you can have a word with her if you want to help us. Is that answering the question? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I had a question for Le Recho. So very interesting presentation. I've been once at the restaurant in the 16th district. Do you consider doing some delivering to increase the number of cookers that you have in the restaurant?
Yes, sure. We have many projects about delivery and also about grocery shops in the new emplacement locations we found. But it depends of the districts. So we are looking for offices areas. So it is one of the projects to have one more level of integrations.
And how are you going to finance those projects?
This is a mix between fundraising. For now, we have secured 250 through France Active and almost La Banque des Territoires, and the rest is with business angels.
Okay, thank you.
But we are looking for more. So.
Well, first of all, bravo for all you have done, amazing pitches. My question would be for Les Empotés. So for now you have developed a delivery service. Would you consider delivering also a catering service in companies, or rather to go to companies and put in place the catering service there in addition to what you have as a delivery service? And the second question would be, how have you imagined could you please give a bit more details on how the delivery takes place? Yeah.
Okay. I answer for the second one. We imagine that when we had to find something gastronomic, gourmet, and engage. And we saw there is a lot of waste. Okay, and where can we be rentable?
Profitable, yeah.
Profitable, very soon. And where is the issue? And it was on the meal trays, the lunch of the lunch. We did a pastry first, and after that we did meals, because there was not a market for the pastry. But we tried to do the same quality of the pastry of Paul, which is very, very good, into our meals. And the first one was
if you plan to develop the catering service,
kitchen service into company.
Yes.
To that moment, it's not for the future. We don't think of that. We don't think to do that. We try the refugee connected into company, but we have to do a lot of meals, and for the moment we do the most important meals we can do, but only on delivery. After that, we will see. Maybe in 2 years we will have a restaurant. I don't know. Thank you.
Thanks. Question for les marmites. So I like that your presentation was very concrete with the marmite. But then basic question, like why a marmite? And like what's the thing with the marmite in particular? Because you talk about this, so yeah.
Well, the idea was that we wanted that people have to share, because the full meal is 3 marmites that you share with 4 people. You don't eat in the marmite. It was about sharing the meal. So that's the reason why we deliver the marmite and plates and forks and knives. And then you are sharing the meal instead of having each one his own trays, lots of plastics and papers. And if you are very hungry and your neighbor is not, and you're not going to share what is or your own tray. But if you are like it's a self-service in the marmite. So the marmite is a mix between a symbol between using contents reusable and as well sharing, because we were really looking for an option of having another experience, like having lunch with your colleagues when you have to work and eat together during your lunch meeting.
Thank you. I had another question for you. Have you considering a partnership with food delivery solutions such as Deliveroo?
No, it's not the way we think about delivery. The thing is that the team of delivery is included in our payroll, because we consider that the delivery side, on all the value chain that we have developed, the delivery team is as important as the chef, as the people working in the restaurant. So the delivery team is included in the company. They are part of the team, and there's no way that we have to work with people who consider that delivery is the smallest part of what you're going to have in your plate or in your meal. So we are the opposite side of this kind of business.
Okay, thank you.
And if we have time, I have a question for Refugee Food. You say that the project is developing, soon you will be in Lyon and Marseille. So I'm curious to know, how are you going to, what's the strategy basically for that development, both from a point of view of HR and how are you going to finance that?
Thank you. We're trying to build an innovative way of opening new programs, not just being refugee food in another city, but we want to do it together with organizations, NGOs that are already there. And everyone here, they know the restaurants, they know the association NGOs, they know the public authorities, and they have that capacity of implementing the programs way faster in a more efficient way than if we did it ourselves. So we've identified these organizations, which actually are friends that we know already. And the point is to find funding, co-funding between public funding, private funding, hopefully from organizations in the food sector. And also fundings from ACTO, the OPCO for restaurants and other activities actually in France. So that's this kind of development we're going for.
Fantastic. We still have about 1.5 minutes left if you want to ask a final question of one of our businesses.
One last question for les Empotés. It's like, have you estimated or calculated, or do you plan to do like the analysis of like your impact? Because the thing is, with the reuse and the washing and the logistics of that kind of stuff, like it's not that easy to be carbon positive in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you do an estimation? Like, what did you?
It's very hard to calculate it. Okay. So it's very hard to determine our carbon print, but we can count that there is zero waste. So to 400 of grams of waste, there is nothing. So at this moment we are at 10 tons, near 10 tons of waste, of no waste. And also we deliver by bike or by electric car, so we can also calculate that. The next step for us is to have solutions of to buy food with in a huge quantity to reduce all the carton, all the plastic, and also the provenance of our food to be more and more French, more local, and as seasonal as today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Massive round of applause for these incredible entrepreneurs. You can support their work and also fill your belly by visiting them in the Earth Village if you want to have some lunch. Also letting you know there's going to be some free kids workshops happening in the Earth Village later on as well if you want to check that out. Otherwise, thank you to our jury, thank you to our pitchers. Have an awesome lunch break now and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.